And welcome to part 11 of Dark Souls 3. We just now made it, like, actually inside of the Cathedral of the Deep. So we're now taking a good long look at what the hell's in front of us. Looks like a lot of murky water, foggy atmosphere, and a giant to boot. So we've got quite a bit of a part ahead of us here. Mind you, this is still post-commentary, so again, that's the only, I think that's pretty much the big difference, me actually introducing the parts as they are, because I have no idea how long I'm going to be recording for when I play those, so I never count out how many parts are actually going to be there, so I guess there's no sense in me saying that anymore. Anyway, I'm being real careful of those slug things, because I know that they do drop from the ceiling to get you. The dual charm basically removes abilities, special abilities from things that you throw it at. So again, PvP, if one of your opponents has a special abilities attached to them, they won't be able to use them for a temporary, for a small period of time. And it's just temporary. It's not for the full thing, as far as I'm concerned. Now, there's 3 deacons in here. We'll be seeing a lot of deacons very soon. This part we will be taking on the boss of the Cathedral of the Deep, which will be the only boss, the last boss up to this point that I actually knew where he was, how to deal with him, and whatnot. But I did handle it quite differently in this playthrough. But it's probably because I actually talked to NPCs this go around. I discovered the shortcut, because again, I was still only rocking 1 Estus flask, so it was probably smart that I did find this, instead of dying later on, possibly dying later on anyway, and not having the shortcut open. The shortcut does lead to the opposite side of the cleansing area, little cleansing church area that we were in. I forget what it's actually called. That's one of the doors right there, and we will be seeing both doors, I do believe, being opened. So we're back here. And that was another jump, so we can just get back to where we were. Alright. Now it's time to fight this lady and figure out what that item is behind her. And backstab. But there's a crash. Yeah. That happens. Seriously, I don't know what to do about that. I have no idea what to do about it. Happens frequently than it should. Got the deep gem. I forget what that specifically does. I think it's like magical damage of some sort. Anyway, we still get grabbed by that even though we weren't near it. We were just in its hitbox range, I guess. It's quite a bit of damage. Something that is just, trying to slide down you and get past you. Alright. Now we're right by that giant. That's a weird animation just now. But our goal is to just run past it. I'm trying to bait it to change its position. So it can, see if it'll go after me. And then I'll move. It's probably a dumb idea. Probably another dumb idea. And I'm going to do it again because I don't want to. So if I was a lesser person, that probably would have been a lesser strength character. this guy didn't give up. He didn't give up. Anyway, we're heading down to this room here. And I do believe this is the first mimic in the game that we encounter. I'm not exactly sure. Pretty sure it's the first one, though. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not the first one. This is, I think this would be the second one. This isn't the first one, though. And you can, and I was showing off that you can see it breathe and whatnot. You can tell that it's a mimic if it's not a shape of, the chain's not in the shape of the U, but you won't be able to see the chain all the time. It kind of clips through the fucking floor. But you can see that it is breathing. You can actually see the teeth a little bit and whatnot. I do believe there's an item you can throw at it to make it, not, like, stay asleep. And I think it's the hunter, whatchamacallit, charm thing. But not the dueling charm. Oh, good lord, I'm tired. I'm doing this on a Sunday. Deep Braille Divine Tome. We know who could use that. A blind lady that we met earlier. I think I'm gonna show, or at least find it. I was like, I don't know where it is. There it is, right there. Learn Miracles of the Deep. But we're gonna go ahead and give that to that lady, and then we did pick up those ashes, so the old lady or the shrine handmaiden can eat them. Because let's face it, she's eating them. The funny thing about this area, I remember having a lot of problems getting through here the first time. It probably wasn't because of these things here. It was probably because of the night that's down there at the bottom. However, oh, sorry, don't mean to move my chair all that much. However, the worst part about this is that there's something even far more dangerous than that night down there. It's probably the most nope thing in this game that I don't like. That is the, like, bosses don't make me go nope. You have to kill them. But these things, shit, once you kill them, they're gone for good. Seek guidance, and I'm not even gonna bother to kill them. It takes too long, and the souls aren't worth it. Douchebag is doing is that he charms his weapon to do, I guess, like holy damage or some sort of magic damage. Like that. But it's weird, like there'll be like little explosions. We'll see if it'll do it again. It'll do it again. Like, it'll be instances of where, like, sometimes I'll fight the fat lady, and if I go in to try and, yeah, see, there's an explosion right there. It doesn't do damage to me. I guess I'm not close enough or something like that, but I don't see why it would do damage to me. I just backstabbed him. I'm nowhere near this guy. I don't know why it does that. This is one of the quirks in these games, or, you know, one of the few quirks in these games, but like the fat lady with who hugs me and sets me on fire. She hits, it acts like it hits me, but it does no damage, and it stops me from attacking. Even though she's standing up and not attacking at all. See, I know he's here. And I'm looking for him. And I can't see him. And he's right above me. And that's where I freaked out and was like, nope, 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 nope. I'm not dealing with any of that. I was like, I just want the item that's in there. That's all I want. I do believe they'll hit you with 2 different types of status ailments. One I think is Petrify, which I don't think we have anything to stop that. I think it's Petrify or Curse. I want to say it's Petrify, though. It could be Curse. Actually, I think it could be Curse. I don't think I've seen Petrify in this, not once. Oh yeah, you know what? That's probably... Frostbitten would probably be that, but Petrify is too easy. Like, that's instant KO. So imagine if you had Petrify and, like, fucking Poison or Toxic. It'd be the fucking worst. See, I'm trying to fight this guy. And if it wasn't for fighting him, I think I would have probably lived through all of this. Which would have been nice. I think later on I go through one area without dying. I would love to be able to say that I have, but I think I make mistakes. You know, at least in every area once. This one, however, took the cake for like 3. And it all revolves around this area. You don't even see them. Yeah, and I think I'm trying to figure out what status effect that was, and if I can just cheap him out with the crossbow, which now I realize, oh, I have a fucking crossbow. Yeah, wasn't dealing with any of that. I was just like, nah, I'm done. Fuck that. We got Aldrich's Sapphire. It's funny, I think we pick up a Ruby as well, an Aldrich Ruby. Later on, from fighting the same type of enemy. That's interesting. I wonder what the connection is. Now we're heading on to our death, more or less. We shouldn't have probably died here. We should actually not even. We shouldn't have died here. I should have remembered like how to fuck with the NPCs and not like trying to fight a player. Anyway, we got Kirk invading. Got like all the Thorn stuff, like same from the guy in Dark Souls 1, I believe. He had all the Thorn equipment, and we eventually, you know, fought him a whole bunch of times, and we eventually got all the equipment. But yeah, that was the beginning of the end for me right there. I was just like, well, son of a bitch. I was like, he kicked me, ran out of stamina, and then he can do a visceral attack to me. Which is a term we will not be forgetting anytime soon. So I tried to lure him in here. I was like, well, if I die, I should be able to come back and get my souls, you know, in an easier spot. No problem. I was like, I don't want to have to do it, get past all these things, and then come out here and possibly die to, like, the knight or some shit like that. Because I knew I wasn't going to make it. I was like, I don't think I'm even doing that much damage. I didn't do any damage to him at all. See, I do pretty decent damage, and I parried. But that's the dumb thing. I was all the way behind him, and he just swung all the way around and still hit me. Alright, but now we're back here. I lost all those souls, which was a big upset. I don't think, and as a matter of fact, I haven't done that for the rest of this game. Fingers crossed. You know, I haven't done this for the rest of the game. And I realized that I was fat rolling prior to, so I had to take off the crossbow. His armor actually hurt me from rolling into me. Which makes sense. Alright, and Kirk's down. And we're about to explore the rest of this area here before we press on. So we're raising that. Now there's two ways that you can go about this, because a certain event does activate with a particular character. You could just raise that, leave it there, and then eventually make your way up to meet said character. Or you could do what I'm going to be doing and completely ignoring it. I think the reason why I did try to find somewhere else to go, if it was all possible, is because I remember I mean, that's a bridge, more or less, that you can get across. And I was like, well, how the fuck do I get across there if, you know, Dickhead McGee does stupid shit and lowers the bridge, moves a giant, mind you, the giant moves because of this, which makes this all the more difficult. Now we find the other door, so all three doors are open. We are good to go. There's even a summon sign there, because we're pretty much damn near close to the boss already. But that's not the only. There's one more shortcut that we would have to open. And we're going to take a little detour too. Here's the thing, I remember coming up here and dealing with all this, so I'm looking around, trying to find a way to, almost just like, okay, there's got to be something else up here besides that guy. There's a ladder, which I completely missed coming out here the first time. I didn't want to explore all that much, I guess, when I played through this. So that's the thing, it was weird. Playing through this the first time, I'm just like, why didn't I explore any of this? Why didn't I do any of this stuff? You got the deep ring. Guess. I'm looking around, surveying the area. Fucking die. Pretty sure if I would have rolled, I would have rolled right off that guy. There's one of these in here, just waiting. Mind you, all those enemies respawn at this point, so all the ones that are hanging up above there are probably going to be fucking with me up here now. Which I didn't really think that through, but then again, I was not expecting this to be here. I keep my shield up for that main reason. If I don't know what's ahead of me, or if I'm not sure, then 9 times out of 10, that's why the shield is up. And after this game, we won't have a shield. We won't have any shields for the next 2 games that we'll be playing. So for people who don't necessarily like seeing, oh, why do you have your shield up? I'm just trying to protect my ass. So, but at least you can dodge better in both of the next games. I can't wait to play Bloodborne and Nioh. I haven't even finished Nioh. I finished Bloodborne, and I have not finished this game, obviously. So I want to get through this, play the game that I do know how to play, and then finish up Neo, like, I got a good most of the way through, and that was, well, I was playing the shit out of it before I even decided that I was going to even record it. And I was like, oh, well, you know what, fuck it, why not? Let's record it, play through it, and see how long that shit goes on for. More than likely, I think what I'll probably do is that I'll probably exclude a lot of, like, the side shit in the game. I'm thinking about it. Depending, because that elongates the hell out of the playtime. And I do not want to record all of that and then some. So I might just do the main missions in Neo and call it good. Talk about what I did grind and have maybe a couple of, like, intermission sessions or something like that. Yeah, this top area here, very fucking dangerous. And I do remember fighting these guys and getting their sword on my first playthrough, and I was like, oh man, I hope I can get it again. Because it reminded me a lot of the Curse Black Sword that I had in Dark Souls 2. Even though it's not nearly as fucking wide, it's just really long. But I have no idea what all weapons are in this game. But I'm seeing a lot of stuff in Dark Souls 1 that's in this game. And I'm just like, man, there's a lot of Dark Souls weapons in here. Even though that statement does sound a little redundant, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Ugh, fuck that guy. Yep, and there's a dickhead who always gotta have some arrows or a crossbow or some shit. You know, I almost fell the fuck off over there, too. Alright, so now he's gonna want to fucking actually try to fight. So now I need to maneuver his ass on back. You know, I was sitting there thinking I could shoot down the chandelier on top of the giant. And then I turn around, by the way, and he's gone. I was like, where the fuck did he go? And he killed himself. Don't know how he managed that, but he did. I see a thing there that I can safely jump to. And I'm debating on whether I should or not. And I don't see anyone over there. And that's the thing. I'm looking for someone to be over there. And I don't see anyone over there. Yep, I'm still looking around. Like, I'm being extra cautious. Because I'm like, I don't want to fucking do this. And then get stuck some goddamn where. Like, that would fucking suck. So here we go. Here's another instance of where I'm just like, all right, yeah, I'll go for it. I'll go for the jump. And mind you, I was not planning on finding anything in particular. I was just like, well, this is the other side of that bridge that I've always wanted to go to. So yeah, I wouldn't listen to that guy. Well, wait, no. Might actually overshoot it. Now we got new enemies, slug things with staffs. And then just slugs. And they're shooting things out from their fucking mouths. Like, come on. These guys are just gross for the sake of being gross. So I pull this lever, which opens up the other way. Now, because I did it from this side, if I would have done it, if I would have tried to do it from the other side, then that probably wouldn't have worked out for me so well. Because there's an NPC that fucks with us. And again, I keep mentioning this said NPC. If you know who he is, then you already know. but he lowers it and completely fucks us on that, just to get to the other side of this. Right there's a dark spirit sign. Basically, you can summon a hostile NPC to fight you, and he wasn't doing anything. He was just sitting there. But you kill him, you get that same ability to use, to where you can basically put your summon sign down somewhere, and if somebody feels like, all right, I haven't had a challenge, and then they'll fight. You know, they can fight you. So it'll be invasions made easy. Yeah, there you go. And then other people can summon you for said invasion. But then again, you know, that has some downsides to it too. I wouldn't trust that too much. That has some downsides. Because you could be summoned and grouped up on by like 3 people. And that would kind of suck. And we made it to a bonfire, which was unintentional. Was not even trying to do that, but we're actually making it to another covenant. Which now we got, you know, we got the red soap sign. We got the fucking thorn armor that Kirk had on. And now we've made it to Rosaria, Mother of Rebirth. And there's another covenant we can join. Basically, it's the invading covenant. So I do believe she accepts the dried fingers. Yeah, she accepts those. And I've always wondered, I was like, man, who the fuck has the dried fingers? I was like, why would I need these? You know, it's like, use them to your own discretion. But yeah, she gives you the dried fingers. And I do believe it's just, if you give her more of those things, or pale tongues, not dried fingers. I do believe yeah, I made it all the way across already. I did cut out fighting the rest of those guys after using the said bonfire. We're opening up another door here, which does lead to a shortcut to the outside, as well as the final shortcut for the Cathedral of the Deep. The final shortcut, however, the actual elevator portion, we can't use just yet. And I'll even demonstrate. Can't use it. Yeah, and I don't think I'd make that that fall. So instead, we're gonna go ahead and press on and find our way back down. Yeah, see, and again, there I was thinking maybe I should just jump down. And again, don't do it. Just don't even fucking bother. I think I'm just gonna take a homeward bone, walk around, be safe, instead of killing myself here for no reason. Alright, so now that we're back at the bottom, we got a whole bunch of these goddamn slugs and a giant in our way. This is the only time you're really supposed to do anything about the giant. Well, you're not supposed to do anything, you just need to get past him. And the whole thing is, he's just there to scare you. And look, I'm even going to demonstrate how much damage I will be able to do to him. I'm not going to be able to kill him, even if I want to. Shooting different body parts, yeah, nothing. head is the thing I can damage the most, and that doesn't mean. But fear not, because I have found a way that both times that I've gone through this, that actually works, which it requires a bit of patience and some baiting. So basically, what we're gonna do is get rid of these assholes as quickly as possible, which takes forever. I really hate these enemies. You know, I think I should learn some sorcery at some point, just so I can deal with those rather quickly, because that's a bit crazy and tedious. So now I'm thinking, okay, I have no idea as to when he's actively gonna get up and do something. So I'm gonna turn myself into a chair. No one will be goodbyes. No clue that I am this chair. I mean, chair's gonna do whatever. Oh, and he moves. I'm still a chair. It's fine. And he almost stepped on me. And he almost stepped on me again. Oh, he got me that time. Yeah, that piece of shit scared the living hell out of me when he started moving. I was just like, nope, fuck that. But then I remembered at this point, because I was just going to walk away, and I was like, oh yeah, no. I was like, I can cheese this guy out. So there's a way to beat this guy without him moving, and without you taking damage from him. So it takes a while, but you have to, like, get him to turn around and place his foot right in front of the stairs. If he places his foot right in front of the stairs, you can do damage to his foot, but for some reason, it's not programmed to, or I guess it's not scripted to, like, get up and do anything. So it just sits there, takes the damage, and that's it. Like, you can kill it just by doing that. It takes a minute, but I skipped over it because I was initially gonna fast forward it, but for some reason my recording thing, or not my recording thing, my editing thing didn't like that while I was trying to do this dual screen and commentary and all that other stuff. And another crash. It never ends. It's a ceaseless battle. But anyway, we're back here. That's about the position where his head is just like in the goddamn wall. Okay? So, like I said, that's the patience part. That takes the longest, is trying to get him to sit in said position. I do believe he gets up one more time to move, because I get too close. But if you have him on the stairs, or if you get him right close to the stairs, there's really nothing he can do except take all the damage. And mind you, I think it took like a total of 5 minutes of me just attacking, building up stamina, you know, doing heavy attacks, putting things on my sword, all of it, you know, to make it go by as fast as I possibly can get it. Yeah, he's getting up again. He's gonna move. I'm gonna move my own self for a minute. Okay. He's still not doing it just yet. Goddamn slugs. Okay, so there's his foot. And we're gonna go on the attack once he moves again. Like I said, it just requires a lot of, like, getting him to move. So you don't want to be stuck in there with all that. Yeah, once he's in that position right there, he's going to sit down, and his foot's going to be stuck right by the thing. I cut through all of it because that's when I started doing all the damaging. But yeah, once his foot's like right there and he's in that position, that's why I showed that exact position, then he'll kneel down and there's nothing that he can do. He'll take damage, just attack his foot, and that's about it. I don't know if doing magic or anything works on it. I haven't tried it, but we got the Pale Tongue. We have probably the most important armor I've ever picked up in this game. and I didn't find out its use until now, because I never got past this point in the game. But the Drang armor is probably the most helpful thing for this next section, the section after this, that we're gonna need, because holy shit stains. Like, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. We're gonna be going through a whole bunch of poison. But it has great poison protection. Extremely great poison protection. So, I was just taking a look at the description there for the Drang armor. And it actually looks pretty neat. I was thinking about putting it on. I don't know if I actually do put it on or not. I was thinking, well, I'm already stuck in this goop. Will it actually help me get out of the goop? And I don't think there's actually any armor that'll make you move faster while on goop. Yeah, it doesn't. But we're going to pick up all the Drang armor pieces and start heading towards the last little area for the boss. And then you even get those little drum things, but we're not going to use them. And it's funny, we actually do run into NPCs who are wearing that armor and using that weapon much later on in the game. But when we see them, we'll know who they are. We'll know exactly what they're rocking. Look at that dickhead. He just shot a bench or a pew. Clearly, I don't want to aggro the guy that's sitting on the bench. But then again, I mean, shit. If I didn't aggro him while I was standing right there in front of him killing those goddamn deacons, then it wouldn't have changed anything. I do believe I actually get their helmet, or I've picked up their helmet already. Now I'm just gonna fuck up the rest of these guys' day. You don't deserve this, Ember. Well, that guy, somebody has a sick sense of humor. Anyway, the next shortcut that we're going to be heading to is right through that hall that has the elevator. Which I do believe I activate, but I don't actually show all of it. I'm not sure. Re-recording. Oh, yeah, so yeah, I completely just skipped all that. I was just like, okay, there's no sense in showing all of it. That was the first elevator. Now I'm fighting the crystal beast on the way back to the bonfire. Show that off. Show you what he drops. Now it's funny, I'm noticing that I'm getting way more visceral attacks than we. But oh well. We do summon the two NPCs that we met before we got to the Crystal Sage place. But this is where they said they were wanting to go to. Youth required a head, and the funny thing is they're talking about stamina. You're gonna need all the swings, all the hits. Because if you don't get it, then you're not gonna wind up fucking up quite badly. Now that I brought the other two in, our goal is to take out, all the other guys surrounding him, but you need to also take out the one that is highlighted in red. The ones that are highlighted in red are taking care of them. Start taking damage. You see, there's just a whole bunch of dudes. Fat guys who use a mid force or something like that, push them right the hell off. This is a very useful spell to get people to get the fuck off. It doesn't do damage, but hell, if you're on a cliffside and somebody's fucking with you, just fucking use that push them off. Don't just to fucking make it worse for yourself. So yeah, just picking off other NPCs. Mainly concerned about the big ones. I keep thinking that they do like damage while I'm fighting. I'm like, oh yeah, they don't do damage. Like that. Great. And actually, got Estus out of nowhere. No one knows why that happens. I wouldn't look it up and say, why does that happen? Randomly get Estus. And it's happened a lot. It's so random. It happens quite a bit throughout my playthrough. I think I actually got killed here. I didn't summon anybody, I didn't have any embers. So I just waltzed my ass on it here. I was like, no, I'm gonna bring these guys in here. But I do believe it's actually something like that. Like, so they said this is part of their quest, so help them out. Boss fight itself is not good. Considering that the level that I'm at, I would have been fucking around so much with all the other NPCs. This guy really happens to happen. I get hit before shit. And once he's down, they're all down. We got the small doll for our troubles and the soul of the Deacons of the Deep. But now that that is done and over with, I do believe I take a victory lap to see if there's anything around me. Looks like somebody's still fighting and still getting worked. Weird thing is, there was an item behind me and it's the Deacon's set of clothes, but I didn't see it. I actually completely ignored it. I don't think I see it until after I try to leave. But I do pick it up, and then we're going to be heading to the Firelink Shrine and then the wood area. But before that happens, yep, I'll see you guys in the next part.